Welcome back to episode 15 of the Sleepy podcast. If you do enjoy this video, remember to like and subscribe at the start, as you may be asleep by the end. If you have any suggestions for anything you'd like to hear me talk about, please leave it in the comments and I'll almost certainly get round to it. Today I'm reading an article on Wikipedia called The Office, British TV Series. I've also done an episode on The Office American TV series, which I'll leave a link to in the description. The Office is a British television mockumentary sitcom first broadcast in the UK on BBC Two on the 9th of July 2001. Created, written and directed by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, and produced by Asher Thaler. The programme follows the day-to-day lives of the office employees in the Slough branch of the fictional Wernan Hogg paper company. Gervais also stars in the series, playing the central character of David Brent. 2 6-episode series were made along with a 2-part Christmas special. When it was first shown on BBC Two, ratings were relatively low, but it has since become one of the most successful British comedy exports of all time. As well as being shown internationally on BBC Worldwide, channels such as BBC Prime, BBC America and BBC Canada, the series has also been sold to broadcasters in over 80 countries, including ABC One in Australia, the Comedy Network in Canada, and TVNZ in New Zealand, and the Pan-Asian satellite channel Star World, based in Hong Kong. The show was first shown in the United States on BBC America in 2003, and later on Cartoon Network's late-night programming block Adult Swim from 2009 to 2012. It centers on themes of social clumsiness and trivialities of human behavior, self-importance, frustration, desperation, and fame. The success of The Office led to a number of localized adaptations based on the basic story and themes, being produced for television markets of other nations, resulting in an international Office franchise, including the successful and Emmy-winning American remake starring Steve Carell as David Brent's counterpart, Michael Scott, which, as I've said, I've already done a video about and will leave a link to in the description. Premise: the show is a mockumentary based in a branch of a large paper company called Wernan Hogg, where life is stationary, in the Slough trading estate in Berkshire. Slough is a large town immortalised for its lack of appeal in the poem Slough. Quotes, "Come friendly bombs, fall on Slough, it isn't fit for humans now." The office is headed by General Manager David Brent, played by Ricky Gervais, aided by his team leader and assistant to the regional manager Gareth Keenan, played by Mackenzie Crook. Much of the series' comedic success stems from Brent, who frequently attempts to win favour with the employees and peers, with embarrassing or disastrous results. Brent's character flaws are used to comic effect, including numerous verbal gaffes, inadvertent racism, sexism, and other social faux pas. The other main plotline of the series, and many more human elements found there within, come from the unassuming Tim Canterbury, played by Martin Freeman, whose relationship with board receptionist Dawn Tinsley, Lucy Davis, is a major arc throughout the series. Their flirtation soon builds to a romantic attraction, despite her engagement to dour, laddish warehouse worker Lee, played by Joel Beckett. Cast: Ricky Gervais plays David Brent, the office manager. Martin Freeman plays Tim Canterbury, a salesman. Mackenzie Crook plays Gareth Keenan, a salesman and assistant to the regional manager. Lucy Davis plays Dawn Tinsley, the receptionist. Sterling Gallagher plays Jennifer Taylor Clark, David Brent's senior manager. Oliver Chris plays Ricky Howard, an intern. Ralph Ineson plays Chris Finch, a travelling salesman. Patrick Bellardi plays Neil Goldwyn, another manager of David's. Stacey Ruckow plays Rachel. Reception: the show has received critical acclaim and has been regarded as one of the greatest British sitcoms of all time. Series 1 currently holds a Metacritic score of 98 out of 100 based on 12 reviews, indicating universal acclaim. Series 2 received similar acclaim, holding a Metacritic score of 93 out of 100 based on 16 reviews, also indicating universal acclaim. The Office Christmas Special were also well received and hold a Metacritic score of 98 out of 100 based on 19 reviews. The Office was named by The Telegraph as one of the 10 best TV sitcoms of all time. In 2019, the series was ranked 6th on The Guardian's list of 100 best TV shows of the 21st century. Awards and recognition. At the British Comedy Awards in 2001, The Office won the Best New TV Comedy Award. In 2002, the series won the Best TV Comedy Award, and Gervais the Best TV Comedy Actor Award. In 2003, The Office won the Golden Globe Award for Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy. It was the first British comedy in 25 years to be nominated for a Golden Globe, and the first ever to win one. Gervais was also awarded the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Television Series, Comedy or Musical. The same year, the series won a Peabody Award. Music and theme song. The theme song for the show is Handbags and Glad Rags, arranged by Big George and originally written in the 1960s by Mark Diabo. Former vocalist for the rock group Man Fan Man, the song Sitting by Cat Stevens was also considered by Gervais and Merchant to be the theme song for the show, but it was later rejected. In Series 1, Episode 4, a version of the song performed by Gervais, in character as Brent, was featured over the end credits. The first series also features Gervais performing Free Love Freeway, and the Christmas special includes him performing If You Don't Know Me By Now, both written for the show. Television, Microsoft UK, The Office Values and Realising Potential. In 2004, Microsoft UK commissioned two 20-minute corporate videos entitled The Office Values and Realising Potential, featuring David Brent being interviewed by Jeff, played by Stephen Merchant, a Microsoft employee who becomes increasingly exasperated by Brent's antics. Brent is obviously resentful of the company's success. He believes he has what it takes to become the next managing director of Microsoft, and continually dropped hints to that effect. While not on general release, the videos emerged on the internet in 2006. The clips also appeared in certain peer-to-peer networks. Microsoft was unhappy with the leak, stating that the videos were never intended to be viewed by the public. Comic Relief, The Office Revisited. Additionally, a comic relief charity short was made in 2013 entitled The Office Revisited. Online. In 2013, Gervais developed a series of videos and released them on YouTube entitled Learn Guitar with David Brent. Over 3 months, the series had collated over 2 million views. Film. The Brent character also featured in the 2016 film David Brent, Life on the Road, this time with the contributions of Gervais, but not Merchant. And if you want my review of the film, it's awful. Don't watch it. The Office article wasn't as long as I first expected. I'm going to keep on reading, but from Office-related articles. I'm now going to start reading the article Gareth Keenan. Gareth Keenan is a fictional paper salesman on BBC comedy The Office. He is portrayed in the series by Mackenzie Crook as a self-important team leader, proud of his alleged lieutenant status in the Territorial Army. He spends his days annoying his co-workers at Worm and Hog, and his rigid enforcement of the rules and psychotic attitude towards David Brent, whom he views as a friend. David Brent often has to correct Keenan over his apparent job title of Assistant Regional Manager to Assistant to the Regional Manager. His counterpart in the US series is Dwight Schrute. The character was originally meant to be a tough and fierce character in the mockumentary, but after Crook's audition, Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant had to change his lines to fit the new personality. Characteristics. Gareth flaunts his team leader status despite deskmate Tim Canterbury pointing out that it's a meaningless job title entailing more responsibility for the same pay. Nonetheless, Gareth takes his job very seriously. His attempts to throw his inflated sense of authority around the office rarely work, and it is clear that no one pays any real attention to him. He does display a certain concerns for his workers, mostly in the health and safety category. Tim plays endless pranks on Gareth, such as hiding his computer or putting his stapler in jelly, a prank that had been reprised for several other versions of the office, including the US office. Gluing his phone so the receiver cannot be picked up and then phoning him up, and playing on Gareth's naivety by discussing warfare with language that could be interpreted as homosexual in nature, e.g., quotes, "The enemy has discovered your camp, and they've entered your hole, taking a man from behind, or could give you a lethal blow." In the Christmas special, Gareth has become manager, but Tim still plays practical jokes on him by stealing his key and then locking him in his own office. Gareth consistently shows naivety and unintended discrimination like David Brent. For example, Gareth attempts to disprove accusations of homophobia by mentioning that his compact disc collection includes George Michael, the Pet Shop Boys, Queen, remarking, "They're all," and then a word I won't repeat in case I ever want to monetize this video. Queen features prominently among his favourite music. His favourite band of all time is Mike and the Mechanics, which he mentioned by Tim in the bonus feature of the Series 2 DVD. Possible, Gareth constantly boasts about his military skills and how they might come in useful in the office environment, such as how to kill a man with a single blow. Despite his experience in the territorial army, he exhibits a selfish, egotistical nature and seems to be physically weak. It's quite possible Gareth inherited his love for the military life from his father, who was also involved in the army some years ago. Keenan also enjoys kung fu films, and he drives a Triumph TR3, which he bought for £1,200 and restored. The vehicle is now believed to be worth around £3,000. Gareth is also shown to have very little self-awareness, believing his unthoughtful comments and occasional macho bravado are completely appropriate and will earn him the respect of his co-workers. He lacks self-awareness and is also displayed by Tim and Dawn repeatedly insinuate homosexuality through questions about his military service without his understanding. Despite the tough personality he displays, Gareth also appears to be very vulnerable and neurotic. For example, when David announced he'll have to be leaving Wernenhog, Gareth breaks down in tears. Evidently, Gareth admires Brent and is eager to follow his lead. However, in the 2 episodes comprising the Christmas special, he expresses strong disapproval of his former boss's laid-back, comical approach to management, frequently comparing to mundane events to take place at Wernenhog with equivalent to situations likely to occur in a battlefield. Gareth stresses that the need for shrewd style of leadership. Following Brent's departure, Gareth is made regional manager of the branch, although he seems to be commanding of little respect. Tim's latest prank is to lock his boss in his office, requiring a desperate phone call to the receptionist desk to secure his release. Through his office window, Gareth tells Oliver that he's locked me in again, suggesting to the audience that this is not the first time that Tim had played the prank on the new Wernenhog manager. On the social side, Gareth portrays himself as somewhat of a ladies' man, and does not, in fact, enjoy some success with women, often in the Nostal Light Club, Chasers. But in contrast to Tim's interest in Dawn, Gareth's success with women is sexual in nature rather than romantic. His attempts to woo female co-workers are never successful. Generally, he is disliked by most quarters, due largely to his annoying and inappropriate behaviour, as well as his arrogance. He does, however, have several close friends, some of whom include Jimmy the Perv, who lives up to his name by repeatedly paying Dawn Tinsley to kiss him for comic relief, with increasing laughter each time. The Og Monster, a very tall figure, played by The Office co-creator Stephen Merchant, and unseen characters known only by their nicknames Fish Fingers and The Gobbler. At certain points, Tim and Gareth seem to make up and be friendly. However, those instances are quickly overshadowed by more practical jokes thrown at him by Tim and Dawn. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Sleepy Podcast. I will be uploading daily next week if you want to listen, and for the meantime you can listen to more episodes over on my channel. I also have a playlist of all the episodes together so you can listen back to back without any commercial interruption. Thank you for listening, and good night.